Let me tell you a secret, but you already know it. Boredom is the devil's dopamine buffet. It's not just nothing to do, no. It's existential static. It's the void gnawing at the edges of your soul whispering, "You're not connected, you're not alive, you're wasting this." And your brain, desperate to feel anything, reaches for the red button, scrolling, porn, junk food, pills, weed, another episode, another hit. Not because it's evil, because it wants relief. It's tired of the silent screaming. Boredom isn't nothing, it's a portal. Boredom's not the absence of stimulation. It's the threshold of transformation. It's the space just before the soul takes the wheel. And the ego panics. The ego says, "Nope, I'm out." And in that vacuum, the inner child throws a tantrum, so you're numb. But here's the reframe. Boredom is the signal that something sacred is ready to surface. Think of it like this. When you're hungry, you eat. When you're bored, your soul is hungry. If you feed it garbage, it vomits into your timeline in the form of regret, numbness, disconnection. If you feed it depth, it grows into vision. You already do this. Let's chunk down. You've been bored before, and instead of getting high or doom scrolling, you went for a walk. What happened? You started thinking about stuff. You heard yourself again. You remembered you exist. Or maybe you painted, built, wrote, cleaned your room like a monk preparing for a sacred battle. That wasn't productivity. That was ritual. You already know the path. Let me install it now deeper. Every time you feel that gnawing ache of nothingness, you smile. You recognize the guardian at the gate. You breathe, drop in and ask, "What wants to be born through me now?" Now that's a spiritual judo move. Dopamine, it's not the pleasure chemical, it's the motivation molecule. It spikes before the reward, not after. That's why scrolling, drugs and porn destroy your life. They hijack the loop. They give the illusion of effort, but your brain knows. Naturally earned dopamine from challenge, growth, art, conversation, sweat. It restores your system. Synthetic dopamine from hacks depletes your capacity for depth. If you don't reclaim boredom as a sacred space, you live a life of low-grade addiction dressed as convenience. Your attention will be sold to the highest bidder. You'll forget what it's like to feel awe, silence, or internal power. But if you do, you become the one who creates your own fucking high. Your presence gets heavy, magnetic. You no longer chase novelty. You become the source of it. Listen, you're not bored. You're fucking powerful and unfocused. Boredom is your soul's red alert that you're not steering the ship. Addiction is the price you pay for ignoring your own brilliance. So every time you catch yourself drifting, you return. Not because you should, because you can. Because the sacred is waiting just beyond the screen. Because you're not the scroll, you're the scribe, not the addict, the alchemist. And as you hear these words now, you begin to remember that boredom is a signal, not a curse. The novelty is earned through presence, not chased to escape. That even now you're unconscious, it's already rewriting the script. You find yourself more often choosing creation over consumption. Not by willpower, but by identity. Because you're no longer a passive node reacting to life. You're the architect, you're the storm. You're the silence that births fire. If that landed like a punch wrapped in love, good. And if it rattled your cage a little, even better. Because I'm not here to keep you comfortable. I'm here to remind you. You were never meant to scroll eternity away. You're built for awe. Now go build it.